Now I've got your attention, we'll just do a bit about who LCL Awards are. So we formed in 2004. We're regulated by the 3 qualification regulators in the United Kingdom, and we offer a range of qualifications in renewable technology, not just solar, bigger than that, but we're just talking about solar ones today. And you will have heard qualifications from sitting guilds, BPEC, EEL, and our qualifications are the same as those qualifications. We are just a different awarding organisation from them, but they're all equivalent. So to give you an idea of some qualification progression, I know we're talking about learning still. You've spent more life at the minute in education than out of it, and this is lifelong learning. Unfortunately, we still have to go through education. I do qualifications pretty much every year to top up what I need to learn. So unfortunately, it's one of those things. But for where we're talking today, do we need maths, science, English, GCSEs? Well, not specifically. Our qualifications all consist of the various practical and knowledge tasks. They're vocational, they're hands-on qualifications. So it's that hands-on nature that we're after with those qualifications. There will be aspects of maths and English in there, so that's part of the process, but we don't expect people to have A's and 10s in maths and science. And some of our qualifications will have the necessary scientific principles built into them to give you that understanding. If you think about an apprenticeship, and I'll come on to that a bit later on, the entry requirements for those may be slightly different. So how difficult are our qualifications? Well, they are a level 3 qualification. It's equivalent to A levels. They're of a technical nature, a higher level of knowledge in the specific skills required to undertake the tasks, but it's specific to that subject area. So if we're talking about solar photovoltaic panels on the roof or solar thermal, the qualifications will all be built around those particular subject areas. They're equivalent to A levels, recognised by universities and employers, and they are vocational, as I said before, so they are all around practical assessments. We try and make the qualifications as practical as possible, the hands-on qualifications, and then add in some underpinning knowledge as we go through. So if you're looking at the electrical route, then start of it, you can either do a level 2 and a level 3 NVQ. That will be a 2-3 year program, or you can look at an apprenticeship. So the apprenticeship will be work-based learning. You'll be on day release, you'll do some aspects in a college or a training centre somewhere, and you'll bounce backwards and forwards between that to achieve your end result of the apprenticeship. After you've done either of those 2 routes, there is then an endpoint assessment. You'll hear it, and you might have heard it, an AM2. That's an independent assessment to prove your knowledge and skills, independent of any other qualification you've done. Once you've done that, you can then register with some of the industry boards, so the JIB and ECS, and they are the way you'll hear it referred to as a gold card, and at that point you can get that card to show you're a competent electrician. Once you've done that, you can pass on to qualifications that will then give you your specific technology. So solar, photovoltaic, panels on the roof. We could also look at electrical energy storage systems and battery storage and your electric vehicle charge points. All 3 of those are intrinsically linked together. You generate electricity on the roof, you store it in your battery, you charge a car up overnight, vice versa, and away we go with that. So to summarise, for the renewable new entrant route, we could either do apprenticeship or the level 2 and level 3 NVQ. And embedded with those will be some other qualifications as well. It's qualifications in qualifications. So your wiring regulations and your testing and inspecting bit, that when all combined will give you the core skills and everything you need to do. And from there you can do the AM2, which will get you your gold card as an electrician. At that point is then when you can tag on your various technology, whether that's your solar, photovoltaic, your battery storage, or your vehicle charge points. So that's the electrical route. If you're more thinking down there, the plumbing route for the solar thermal, so that's generating hot water via the sun, then you can do similar idea, apprenticeship or a level 2, level 3 NVQ, and at that point you can then also get your blue CSCS card. And then similar idea with that, with the apprenticeship route, you can do that, or you can do separate NV2, level 2, level 3 NVQs. They may be embedded within the apprenticeship, or they can be separate and tag on some extra bits, so knowledge about water regulations, heating system design, and then also the energy efficiency of a system. And then again, at that point, from there, you can then move on and undertake your specifics, which in this case we're looking at the solar thermal. So that's generating hot water from the power of the sun on your roof. Once you've gained those qualifications, unfortunately, as I said at the start, that's not it. There is further things that you can then do after that. Ongoing basis, looking at your continual professional development. That's a requirement of certain schemes. You're still learning, still renewing, picking up on industry standards, updates, things that change within the industry. You can also speak to someone to mentor them, or you could be mentored yourself. On workplace learning, hands-on learning is one of the best ways of achieving it as well. So very well doing it in a centre, in a training centre, but on the job, gain those hands-on practical skills. Doing the job is what it's all about. So a mentor is really useful when you're new, but then also paying that back and becoming a mentor for someone else is really useful as well. Continuing updates, if we're looking down the electrical route, this one here, this updates every few years, and you've got to continue updating that to bring all the other qualifications back in line with that as well. So it's a knowledge test. It's looking at the standard, answering questions on that various standard. And similar things with the plumbing side. New qualifications as they come out. The battery storage qualification I mentioned earlier is only a few years old. That's emerging technology that is continually evolving all the time. So it's updating as things come around with that. Or you might consider doing a higher level qualification as well for a design qualification, or enhancing your skills as you go through as well. Some other form of upskilling. So that's a very brief overview of the various qualification routes that you might consider taking, what pathways there are. Any questions from any of you? All happy? Excellent. If you want any more thoughts or want to speak to us about it, our stand's just at the back there, so come and have a word with us. Thank you.